The situation in Gaza is unbearable. The very survival of the Palestinian population is at stake. There is a wide-scale destruction. Everything that makes society is being destroyed systematically, from cemeteries to universities, to civil register, to the property register. A wide-scale destruction, looming starvation of hundreds of thousands of people, famine, and acute lack of health care and humanitarian assistance. What we know is scores of kids traumatized, orphaned, and without shelter. At the same time, we have to remind that there are still more than 100 history hostages still held by terrorists. This situation has to be alleviated, and for that we have to increase humanitarian aid. But keeping in mind that this humanitarian crisis is not being caused by a natural disaster. It's not a flood, it's not a earthquake, it's not something caused by the nature. It's a man-made humanitarian disaster. Yes, we have to support people in need. We are quadrupling our humanitarian assistance. We have to mobilize the international community, but it is urgent that Israeli authorities stop impeding humanitarian access. From parachute and from sea is better than nothing. But this is not an alternative. We cannot substitute hundreds of tons and hundreds of trucks coming by road with an airborne operation. It's better than nothing, but it doesn't prevent us from showing and pointing which is the real problem. And the real problem is that there is not enough access by the normal access way, which is by road. We are launching parachutes in a place when 1 hour by car, there is an airfield. My God, why not to use the airfield? Why not to open the door to the cars, to the trucks? And this is the problem today, but we have to look at the root causes of the problem and to look how to build a lasting peace in the Middle East. And the only way to do that, from the European Union point of view, is a two-state solution. I encourage United Nations Security Council to take action. I encourage the Security Council to draft a new resolution explicitly endorsing the two-state solution as the solution and defining the general principles that this could be made a reality. For us Europeans, the values of the United Nations remain at the cornerstone of the international system, and we back financially, the European Union backs financially the United Nations. We are the largest financial contributor. We finance almost 1/3 of the United Nations regular budget. 1/3 is coming from the member states and the European Union. We fund 1/4 of all United Nations agencies, including UNRWA. We fund 1/4 of all programs of United Nations around the world. And at the same time, we have 20 military and civilian missions and operations around the world. I explained to the members of the Security Council, around the globe there are 5,000 Europeans working for peace in 21 military and civilian missions, working on post-conflict situations, training national security forces, contributing to the overall stability of various regions in Africa. I mentioned one after the other, in the sea, the last one in the Red Sea, in the Mediterranean, in several places in Africa. Around the world, there are Europeans working to try to make peace reality. We have also to focus on conflict prevention, it's clear that it would be much better to prevent the conflict than come quickly when the conflict has erupted. Don't forget about the forgotten conflicts. Don't forget about Afghanistan, where there is a gender apartheid. Don't forget about what's happening in the Horn of Africa, in Sudan, in Somalia. Around the world, there are so many crises that we have to increase our capacity to prevent and to try to solve them. We want to be a security provider, working for sustainable development, and supporting the United Nations, because we need this house more than ever. And I want to pay tribute to everybody working in the United Nations system, especially to the one that has lost their life on trying to support people, in particular in Gaza.